field, you need tools to protect yourself and even attack a demon if need be for a defense. So here is a list of some tools you'll need. There are 2 different categories. One is for research and the other is for defense or offensive purposes. Category 1, research. A demonologist is both a researcher and a spiritual warrior. So be prepared to work both. Not only will you have to gather evidence for exorcists, you will also be performing blessings when the need comes. Cameras. Cameras are important because they can capture images or video that you cannot see with your own eyes. DVR systems. DVR systems work the same principle as cameras. Consider it the all-seeing eye. Other investigating equipment. Okay, so when it comes to paranormal investigating equipment, there are various tools out there that we can use as paranormal investigators. As we mentioned before, cameras are very important because they can capture things that we cannot see with our own 2 eyes, especially with infrared cameras. DVR systems are very important because they record in multiple places at one time. And it's also important to have somebody man those cameras 24/7. That way you don't miss anything. As a demonologist, you are going to be looking for very subtle things that seem out of the ordinary. And sometimes they are very subtle. So you have to really, really pay attention and really be in that moment when investigating. Also, digital recorders are very important as well. Also, spirit box is a very important tool that we can use. Now, I want to make this known that, remember, demons do not want to be known, okay? So if you're doing, let's just say, a spirit box session, and you have a spirit that comes on and says that it is a demon or Beelzebub or Lucifer or someone like that, there's a 99.99% chance that you are not dealing with a demonic entity because they are not going to reveal their true identity. Okay, as for me, as a demonologist, I do not use a whole bunch of paranormal equipment. The only 2 things that I really use is a spirit box and the good old handy trusty K2 meter that lets me know when there's EMF spikes in a room or an environment. So whenever you're conducting your investigation as a demonologist, you're going to do it pretty much the same way that a paranormal investigator does. However, you do not want to get caught up in it, okay? Because doing an investigation is not the end goal. The end goal is to find out what the legal right that the entity has. That way that you can break the right. That is why the Roman Catholics call it the right of exorcism, because you are breaking the legal right that the entity has to a person or a place. Okay, now remember, there are 3 stages to a demonic haunting. There is an infestation, which means that somebody has either intentionally or unintentionally invited a demon into their home. And you will have all the same symptoms as an earthbound spirit haunting, except demons do not want to haunt locations. That's not what they do. They want to inhabit or possess a person. Now, when it comes to a demonic haunting, the haunting is going to get really rampant really quick, okay? So, you know, earthbound spirits, you might hear footsteps, you might hear disembodied voices, things like that. Demonic hauntings, you're going to have objects move, possibly objects disappear, scratches, people being pushed. All of those things are associated with demonic hauntings. So always keep that in mind when you're conducting your investigation part of your case. Category 2, protection. bless individuals, churches, homes, and articles of devotion. Blessed oil. To sanctify, to set the anointed person or object apart as goddish or holy. Saint Benedict's crucifix. Used by exorcists, it can be a great aid to those who are in their last agony when the temptations of Satan are strongest. Frankincense. Clear the air of negative energy, and demons hate it. Spiritual warfare prayers to defeat the enemy. Physical protection. This represents your armor of God. All right, so when it comes to the spiritual side of protecting yourself, all the items that I listed previous on this video is vital, okay? I suggest that you have each and every one of these in your arsenal. Holy water, okay? So a lot of people may ask, well, where can I get holy water? Look, you can go to any Catholic church, anywhere, walk in the front door. Usually the altar is right there. As soon as you walk in the door, you can get as much as you want and leave. You do not have to speak or talk to anyone. It is free. Blessed oil. Now, when it comes to blessed oil, there's two different ways you can get this. You can either get extra virgin olive oil, bring it to a priest, have him bless it, or you can order some from the Vatican, straight from their website. Okay, so that's the way to get your hands on some blessed oil. Now, exorcists and demonologists use not just a regular crucifix, but a Saint Benedict crucifix. Saint Benedict is the terror of demons, okay? He was the world's most renowned exorcist. So all exorcists use the Saint Benedict crucifix. Now, frankincense. This is also very important. Frankincense is something that you use to cleanse the air of a home that has a demonic infestation in it. Not to mention demons can't stand it. Now, do not, and I repeat, do not use sage, okay? Why? Because sage is not going to do anything but, pardon my French, piss the entity off, and it will retaliate against the homeowners as soon as you leave. So do not use sage, okay? Remember, no sage. All right, now, most important of all, you cannot conduct spiritual warfare if you do not have your prayers, okay? So, get your hands on a list of spiritual warfare prayers, which is in this course. You can copy them and use them. They are very effective. And also, use frankincense. You want to get yourself an incense burner, okay? And you want to do this in every single room. Burn frankincense in every single room. Cloud up that home as much as you possibly can. The more, the better. All right, and also you could use what we call a holy water sprinkler. It's what I use. It's like a tube, a brass tube, and you put water in it, and you can use holy water that way. Now, also, whenever you are doing a deliverance on a home, any glass surface such as windows, mirrors, TV screens, or anything, you want to put the sign of the cross in oil on that glass surface. Remember, glass in mirrors is the easiest way for spirits to be able to manifest themselves. All right, and with all of these objects, they are nothing but animate objects. It's your belief in them that makes them divine. Now, with that being said, you must handle them and care for them in the utmost respect, okay? I have an altar in my office that all my tools go on. They are on display if I am not using them, and I burn frankincense on them at least 3 times a week, okay? So I put a lot of care and a lot of positive energy and faith, and that's the most important part, faith in these objects that make them divine. Oh, and one last thing. I almost forgot one of the most important parts. Imagine that. Okay, remember, personal protection. Whenever you learned in early part of the demonology course, wearing something such as a protection bracelet. Remember, our subconscious mind knows that is wearing the armor of God. Okay? So remember, you need to wear the armor before you go into battle. Very, very important.